This is Grayson. Grayson loves
Hello.
horror, but he's never seen The Coffee Table. And I was trying to think of something to catch him off guard that he hadn't seen previous for, and he hadn't heard anything about the movie at all. So I sent him on a mission to watch it. I first discovered Coffee Table on the horror Reddit, as I do most things, where a lot of people were saying, this movie's the most messed up movie ever. And I thought it would be a horror movie. And although horrific things happen, it's more of an interesting situational dark comedy. And most people would find it scary. But that's just my thoughts. And that's why I had Grayson watch it, to get his blind reaction feelings about The Coffee Table. Make sure and subscribe if you like horror content, and give us a like before you start off. But Grayson, let's hear it. What are your thoughts?
My first question to you was gonna be, and you answered it in your spill there, was gonna be, did you watch this movie because people on Reddit said that it was really messed up? And I go to Screenbox because that's what I watch this on. And as I'm going to click on it, I see the little blurb that it has. It says Jesus and I think Christina have a new kid and they buy a coffee table. And I looked over at Tiff and I went, that kid's dying to that coffee table. First thing I said before I even launched a movie,
That fucking sucks, dude.
That kid dies to that fucking coffee table. I guarantee you. So the movie starts off, and they're talking to this guy selling the coffee table, and it's a good scene. It's a really good scene.
They nail the bitter, resentful, arguing couple very well.
She is brutal to Jesus. Christina is absolutely brutal to this guy. Like you could tell that they've been arguing a lot. And Jesus is just like, I just want one win. Just give me one. Just give me one thing. One thing in this house. That's all I want. And he finds this coffee table that is supposedly supposed to be unbreakable. The glass on it will not break. And it's got two golden naked women holding it up. And he ends up buying it. And he brings it home, and we're about maybe 6 minutes into it. Maybe. So you get this scene with Jesus and this 13-year-old girl, and it is really fucking awkward.
Yeah, it's really weird. I
read the dialogue and I was like, what the fuck? It was like, yo.
It's scary. That's a scary scene of itself. That is a scary scene.
It is. It was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
So Jesus is dealing with this 13-year-old who is
basically saying, she's obsessed with him. She's basically like, hey, I'm going to blackmail you, tell people you like me and you're a pedophile. And it's like,
yeah. And you kissed me in the elevator and you're sending me all this stuff and you're going to have to tell me that you love me. And we'll run off together. And Jesus is just like, no, we're not doing that. Leave me alone. That's not going to happen. Stop it.
This guy,
that's not anything that happened. And you're like, hey, Jesus is doing pretty good with the situation. I guess he's doing his best.
Yeah.
So he goes in the house, and Christina and him get into this argument about the table again. And he realizes he's missing a screw. He calls the people he bought the plate or the table from to bring him another screw. They agree they're going to do it. Christina says, hey, I'm going to leave the house. You're with the baby.
Give you some of that personal space.
Yeah.
Because shit's hard.
I'm watching this with my fiance. And I look over at her and I go, this baby's so dead. I just went, this baby is so toast.
What is she saying?
I noticed.
What is she saying?
She's laughing because Tiff looked it up. She told me nothing.
Okay.
But Tiff looked it up because she, there's some stuff that triggers her in movies. So she wanted to make sure. I don't do that for something that I'm about to review. Usually I just say, hey, I'll go screen it.
Yeah.
And then we'll watch it together afterwards. But she's like, no, I want to watch this with you for the first time. Let me just look it up and then we'll go. So she did. So she's keeping quiet. She's not saying anything. So it happens because he leaves glass standing up, and I guess he drops the baby.
Yes, he drops the baby on the broken coffee table glass.
Yeah, and it decapitates the baby.
Mm-hmm.
And I see this happening, and I was like, they probably should have waited another 20 minutes for this, because I pushed the pause button and I looked at the time and I went, oh, fuck. We have an hour and 15 minutes left of this.
And you know it's an hour of him keeping it a secret.
Exactly. And I went, God damn it. So he goes through all this stuff. Like, there's cuts back and forth between Christina and Jesus. Jesus is staring at this table for 3 different scenes. Like, it cuts back to him and he's cleaning it up. And I cannot tell you how bored I got with this movie.
You suck.
It is, dude, you have to admit, it's so boring.
It is not at all.
So boring.
What the hell?
After that happens, all it is she's going to come home. He's going to hide it for a while. And then it's just them trying to keep her from going into that room for an hour. That's all it is. And then the brother shows up, and then the brother is like, hey, man, whatever's going on with you, doesn't matter. I'll help you out. I got your back. And it turns out the brother, he's gotten his girlfriend pregnant. And then it's just really boring to me.
Man.
And every time they talked, I was just like, God dang. Like, I was really hoping that something else was going to happen. I was hoping that, like, the guy who sold him the table was going to come inside and he was going to have to, like, get rid of him, or, like, maybe have to, like, kill him to hide a secret, or anything to, like, keep me entertained. But it was legit just him being like, no, somehow I'm going to hide this decapitated kid in this house with the baby's head underneath the chair. There's no way in hell that you don't go in there and go, hey, what's under that chair where all that blood is? Somebody's going to look. Like, there's no way that happens. Also, what a shitty mom. Because what the fuck do you mean that you're not going to go in and check on your kid for that fucking long? Like, it's a newborn, and you're not going to go in there and check on it? Your husband's already acting really strange. And there's blood all over the floor. You mean to tell me you're not going to be like, no, I'll check on this baby. I'm going to go in there and do this. I don't know, man. I watched the whole movie. I will say I watched all the way through, and I was really hoping that whenever the reaction happened and you got to the conclusion of the film, I was hoping it was going to hit, but it just felt really flat to me. It felt like a YouTube like horror video to me whenever I was watching it, because it's just everybody just kind of like all of them turning to the side and crying, and then she just grabs the baby and all over the balcony. It's like, okay, she's gone. I guess the dad dies, because they talk about, like, the dad being dead as well.
Yeah.
And then, man, let me tell you something. Whenever they were doing the thing with the 2 police officers who were talking about what happened in the apartment, and they were like, yeah, 13-year-old girl, she's having a panic attack. And then there's a pregnant woman who we had to console because she was just out of it. And then the brother, he's over in the car and he keeps on repeating the same line. And I said in my head, I go, if he says the coffee table, I'm a fucking throw up.
Oh my God.
And then it says the coffee table. I was like, are you fucking kidding?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. It's so cheesy, dude. And then the car drives away and they're standing by the coffee table. Oh, come on.
Come on, man.
That's so cheesy.
Yeah.
It is so cheesy.
Sure, the ending's a little cheesy with saying the title, of like, that's the point of the movie.
Even the car driving away and they're standing there, dude, you gotta admit it's cheesy.
You mean the ghosts of the parents that killed themselves after they chopped their baby's head off?
Yes, it's so cheesy.
Sure, okay, but everything up to that, it's like, How can you say it's boring? It's so good.
It is boring. It is boring.
That's crazy.
Dude, Tiff fell asleep while
Tiff
we were
fell
watching
asleep
it.
during everything. That girl narcoleptic.
She's not narcoleptic.
That girl fell asleep during everything.
But it is like, it's just, man, there's so much better out there that whenever I watched this, I was really hoping that something was going to like really grab me, and it just didn't. It was, I think I would have been more into it had they had waited a little bit longer for the kid to die. But after that happens, you set such a standard for yourself in this movie by that point of, okay, you've already done the most fucked up thing in the movie. Like, where else can you go at this point?
Yeah, but I think that's the point of the movie, is dealing with the social anxiety of not telling. And how do you break that kind of news that I chopped the baby's head off on accident? You know, that's the point, is like just waiting.
But they don't. But that's the thing. Like, if you're going to do that, then it should be a little bit later in the film than like 10 minutes in. Because then you're sitting there waiting for an hour and a half. Not an hour and a half, like an hour and 5.
You see,
so it's just like, okay, come on, let's get this over with.
Oh my God. You see, to me though, the importance of the opening scene is to show that the marriage is already over, right? Like fundamentally.
Well, that's fine. Like, that has nothing to do with it. Like,
I think that has everything to do with it, though.
But you already know by the way that they're having a conversation. Like, it's no surprise. Like, the first conversation that you have, you're like, yeah, this couple is done. Like,
yeah, but I think that just drives I think that's there to drive the point of like, this guy has basically been battered into cowardice so much so that he's not even brave enough to say, hey, I chopped the kid's head off on the coffee table. You know?
I mean, maybe it would have been better if he just would have been like, whatever, or something like that. I don't know, man. It just like, and it might be because I've seen like movies do a better job of showing like grief from the loss of a child in a horror movie. For instance, Hereditary, like that happens in Hereditary, and that shit hits hard.
Yeah,
because it's another kid that gets decapitated. It's not a newborn, but still, like when that happens, a lot of stuff happens afterwards. Granted, Hereditary is about, you know, demons.
Were you excited that Satan didn't show up?
That I will admit, I was excited about that. I did keep it in my head that, okay, maybe there's like a curse or something on the table.
Okay.
Or something with a coffee table, just to kind of be like, oh, you know, that might add like a little bit more or something to it. But it's just a mistake.
Yeah.
I think it's a movie that has something really horrible that happens in it, but it's really hard on like, is that a horror movie? You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because
yeah. And
it feels more like a drama to me than it did a horror movie.
Yeah. And I think, you know, I think I just wanted to, it's a, I don't know. I thought you'd be more into the social anxiety of it. I don't know.
Not really. I think the reason why is that like, I don't care about these characters, and I liked Jesus. I thought his character was really cool. I hated Christina.
Yeah, you're supposed to hate Christina.
And
right?
I think my problem is that I just didn't have any connection with any of the characters to where whenever it happened, it was like, that baby's head's gone. And then I was just kind of like, okay, let's see how they try to bring this back. And then nothing really hit me. It didn't strike me at all during the whole thing. It was just, if the movie had the scene, like if you didn't hear or see the blood splatter or the sound or anything like that, and the baby was dead, would anybody remember this film? It's kind of what I was going at. Because for me, the only reason why I think this film gets really talked about is because of the decapitated baby. And it's hey, you got to check this out. Other than that, there was nothing in it that really like pulled me. And that's just for me. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that are like, no, it's this, and this is why it's so effective for me. And I'm sure anybody who's had a child or has a newborn, it's going to affect them differently.
Yeah.
But for me, it was kind of this just doesn't strike me. It's just kind of like, it's the head's gone and there's nothing else to do for
the
me.
thing is like I watched this was because people were saying like, man, I was anxious for an entire hour.
And I didn't get that.
The posts were not like the craziest thing ever happened in the movie. Because like I also, if I would have read posts like that and watched this, I would have been like, I've seen way crazier shit than a baby's head get chopped off, right?
I didn't see anything on this movie.
Yeah.
I followed your lead and I went into it like just natty. And I like doing that. I don't like watching trailers to stuff or reading up on it because I like the mystery. Like I like going into something and not having a clue. But I don't know, man. Like I didn't get any kind of anxiety. I was just kind of like, just fucking go in there. Like let's wrap this up. Like go in there, check it out. Let's see this, brother's already seen it. Like we're already here. Y'all are all pretty stupid to kind of get this already. Like this man's covered in blood and he's asking to get stuff out of carpet and you think it's red paint. Come on. He's not showing his hand. Like there's a lot of stuff going on here that's like, hey, what the fuck?
God damn it.
I'm
just so mad. I had a perfect streak going. I had like 3 10s in a row.
Well, like, yeah, of course. Like and that's what makes this so interesting is I can understand why people do enjoy this film.
Mm-hmm.
But I think because like, man, I've been watching like all sorts of horror for so long and, hopping into Italian and then extreme, like the French extreme and then Korean horror and all this stuff. And it's like, man, there's so much stuff out there that's way crazier than this. And it does a better job at doing it. So whenever I see something like this, I really try to let it just kind of like soak in and let me kind of like go along with the ride. But there was just something about this movie that like the whole time I was like, man, it's just, they're not drawing me in. Like Jesus is all right, but it's just not grabbing me. And I really do think that if they would have waited just 20 more minutes with a kid and just let me stay with Jesus and Christina just a little bit longer, just so I could get their characters just a little bit more, that it would have struck me just a little bit more than it did. But that's just me. I didn't have enough time to like care about anything that was happening in it for it to make me be like, oh, I don't want them to go into that room. For me, it was, I don't know these characters. Like, it's just, why would I be nervous? Like, go ahead and do it. Like, open up that door. Let's get this rolling. What's happening? But that's me. That's just me. What, like, whenever you watched it, did you not see the baby thing coming?
No, I didn't. I figured out pretty early that like this is just like, especially with how sleazy the salesman is. I was like, oh, this isn't a horror movie. This is some kind of weird black comedy. And I figured because at least of the title, like I figured something bad would happen with the coffee table. No, I did not anticipate the baby's head getting cut off. But no,
I didn't anticipate the head getting cut off. I just knew the baby was going to die.
Yeah, maybe the baby walks into it or something like that.
I thought it was going to like fall on him or he was going to drop it through it and it wasn't unbreakable.
I thought maybe he would kill Christina too. Like he would push her into it or she would trip and fall on it.
There are scenes in it that make you think he might do it.
Yeah.
Like whenever she's laughing at him and she laughs at him for a good minute and a half.
Yeah, she's such a fucking asshole. But yeah, I mean, I think it's one of the few movies that ends in a double suicide that I was like, probably understandably hard to come out of that.
Yeah, for sure. And it is. And that there's nothing wrong with how they ended the movie. I just thought that it was corny that they went a little too far with it. Whenever it would have just been fine if it was just the cops talking.
Yeah, it's
about
a little
what
too
happened.
art house and way too on the nose to show the ghosts at the end, right?
It is. Like, whenever those ghosts show up, I went, oh, that's really stupid.
I think the ghosts are there just to ask the audience a little bit to forgive them for killing a baby, but it's like, no, you killed a baby, go for it. Like, let it ride. Like,
well, it's not even like he did it on purpose. Like, the whole movie, I wasn't mad at Jesus. I was just sad for him.
Yeah.
Like, I had no anger towards him. It was, man, that really sucks. So I didn't need that. Like, it was already you already feel for this guy.
Yeah.
And I'm sure some people will be like, well, now they're all happy because they're all dead and they're together.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's what they were kind of going for, but I don't know. I was just kind of at the moment where, like, if you're going to be that bleak,
yeah, the movie's too bleak to put a bow on it at the end.
Yeah,
and it's like, in terms of like baby killing, with all due respect to baby killing, like, I don't know, I saw The Witch as baby killing in that, and The Devil's Bath. The movie opens with this girl throwing a baby off a waterfall. It just shows the baby's body like bouncing down the rocks too. It's like horrible. Like, it's the worst thing I've ever seen. It's way worse than anything that happens in The Coffee Table. Nobody talks about those movies though, so it's like,
I mean, they probably do. We just probably haven't found the pockets that are talking about that, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, hell, like, there's tons of horror movies out there that really overstep the boundary and really, like, make you sit there and watch it.
Yeah. But no, I think this is a movie where horrific thing happens, right? But it's not, I would say, thriller / black comedy before I call it a horror movie at all. Suspense, maybe. I don't see the black comedy in it at all. There are a couple of scenes in it that are kind of funny, but I don't necessarily equate that to being a comedy as much as I am just kind of like, okay, that's just there to kind of be like, oh, I can breathe for a second and then keep going. Yeah,
like,
some kind of suspense drama.
Yeah, I see this more as like a drama film than I do anything else.
I think we're supposed to laugh a lot in this, like, genuinely, especially with the brother at the table. Because I did a lot of smiling and, oh my God, like, with the because fundamentally the script is rubbing it in his face that he just killed his baby, right, with these other characters and the brother's pregnancy and
the pregnancy reveal and stuff like that.
Yeah, see, I watched this with, like, I don't care how morbid you call me in the comments, like, I watched this smiling like the whole time, like, because the social anxiety is funny to me of him.
Well, it makes you uncomfortable, and the best way to get out of being uncomfortable is to laugh at it.
Exactly, and that's why I would say it's a black comedy, right? Because most black comedies are about laughing at uncomfortability. Like, I just watched Election recently. Like, that's like a really good black comedy.
Yeah, that's
right?
A very, very, very.
And so I think maybe that's how I was watching it, which maybe I enjoyed it a little bit more because I was watching it from a, like, oh, that's so fucking funny. He wanted this coffee table so bad, and then he killed his baby with it. Like,
yeah, and I understand, like, how it is. You know, like, he even makes a reference to where the worst thing he did was buying that coffee table. It's the worst mistake he made in his life, and that was good enough. Like, I was like, cool, that's all you need to do. Like, you talked about the coffee table, you've got it out there. And that's why, once again, like, going to the end, it's like, God, like, you already had a good enough line in the movie about the regret of the coffee table that you don't have to bring it up again.
You don't need the cops to sell it. And you
don't need the brother to sell it at all.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And it's like, it's also good that, like, that monologue, he doesn't, like, talk about how the coffee table took everything from him and ruined his life. He's just like, no, I shouldn't have done that. You know?
Yeah. But I think the other thing for me is you had me watch Speak No Evil, which the first time I watched it, it was really man, these characters are really fucking stupid.
Yeah, I had to talk you into liking that one.
And it's not that, like, I think that Speak No Evil, when I first watched it, I'd probably say it was around at like a 4.5 to a 5. And I've probably worked it up to about like a 6.5 to a 7 now. Because it's something that it's really hard for me to, like, be in a mood to watch the original Speak No Evil.
That's more like a watchability scale that you're speaking of.
It is. Exactly. And But the thing that I appreciate Speak No Evil for, and it did take having to say it out loud, is Speak No Evil knew what it was. Like, it knew right off the bat that you're going to see a really messed up thing. It's not going to pull away, and it's going to make you watch it, and it's going to make you hate the people on both sides.
Yeah.
And it's not going to sugarcoat anything at the end of this movie. You're not going to get a happy ending. And that's something that I appreciate Speak No Evil for, is that it does not, it just does not hold your hand. It is basically telling you, hey, yeah, you watch this happen. Sucks to be those people, doesn't it? And then it ends. Whereas in this one, it's like, hey, all that sucked. Here they are all together, though. And it just kind of takes me out of it a little bit.
Do you think with no ghost you would like this movie, or would you still? No, yeah.
No. I think that no matter what, like, I think it would have boosted my score a little bit more.
Yeah.
Had they have kept it, because the movie is very, I guess it's as close to real as you could get, because, you know, something like that could, I guess, happen.
Yeah. It might have happened.
And it might have. Yeah. I don't know. I don't go looking for, stories like that.
You say that, but I've seen your search history. How many babies died by coffee table today?
Yeah. After watching the movie. But I think that it's just something that's so unbelievable by the time you're at the end of it, that it kind of just completely pulls the rug out from underneath me. It's why is that there? Like, just look, we already took this ride with you. Like, we understand that this is not going to have a happy ending, especially halfway through this. Like, nothing good is going to come from anything that's happening in this apartment. So to see that, it was you should have just stuck with your gut and just kept it that way, instead of showing a ghost and the coffee table.
Well,
but that's just me.
If you, unlike Grayson, think that dying babies is sad, make sure.
I think it's sad. Don't say that. I think it's sad.
I know.
Before you go any further and we do our ending here, what did you give this movie?
Man, my watchability, I'll never watch this again, but I would watch this with other people to see what they said, like, just to gauge their reaction. I would watch it the way I would watch, like maybe like Frozen, where they're on the chairlift, or like
I was like, Disney's Frozen,
or maybe like Barbarian, but Barbarian's like a near perfect horror movie. But like
Barbarian rules.
Just like to see the people I'm watching it with say, like, what the fuck is going on, or just like how are they going to get out of this? This is a simple proposition. I would say after I watched it, I was like, that was like a solid 6. I'll never watch it again. But I thought it was funny, and I thought it was I personally thought it was really self-aware. I probably wasn't thinking about the hokiness at the end on my watch. And I also didn't have who I was watching it fall asleep on me as part of their narcolepsy, sadness. But
it was kind of a, like, it's one of those things that you're watching a movie and you're like, is the person that's watching me having the same reaction I am? And I turn over, and whenever I looked over, it was just
yeah, no, I understand.
I was like, oh, okay.
No,
okay.
I think it's like a 6. I don't think I'll watch it again unless Chelsea was like, "What's this about?" And I was like, "Turn it on." I think.
Oh yeah, you just basically throw a flashbang at somebody.
Exactly.
That's what this is. This is flashbang horror right there. Is what that is.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the fact that I won't watch it again, other than that, it's probably somewhere like a 5 or a 6. I appreciate the attempt to make horror or something suspenseful out of something so simple and possible. I think that's what I like about it.
Yeah, and I can see that. Like it like I said, it's really hard for me with this one because it's just a drama film to me. So it's not like I don't believe
you like a sub 4 right here. Where are you at?
I would say that I'm probably at like a 4. It's definitely not like the worst thing I've ever seen, but it wasn't anything that really did anything for me. It was kind of like a,
Yeah.
And I like I said, I can completely understand why people are going to like this film, but it didn't do anything special for me personally.
I got you.
I'm glad I watched it though. Like I think it is something that people should check out and like make their own opinion on for sure.
Yeah. But leave in the comments below the person in your life that you would like to show the coffee table to without telling them what it's about. Whether it's your grandma or your father-in-law this upcoming holiday season.
Your grandma?
Yeah. Leave a comment on who you want to show. And I tell you what, I'll pick a comment and then I will rate how good your person is out of 10.
I will rate your person.
Yes, so pick somebody really creative. Make sure and like and subscribe for more horror content right here on Carnage Candy. Thanks for watching, and go check out Grayson actually liking a movie for the first time. His review of Where Evil Lurks.
Deus Ex. Like, our review of Deus Ex will be up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go check that one out. I think you'll have fun with that one.
Hell yeah. Deus Ex about a robot falling on a coffee table.
It sure is.
Dude.
2 coffee tables.
Dude, there's a sequel called Coffee Tables.
Coffee table squared. It's a double-decker table that they go through, kind of like in wrestling.
Or
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
Yeah.